Oh, did you miss us? We are so sorry for that. Apparently my internet decides to be a little bit vanilla today and crap out on me. But we are back officially for as long as possible. 4-1 Islanders. Thank you, Mr. Frets, with the update just to make me feel better. Thank you, Mr. Frets. That's why you're a North American treasure. But we are back with the second half of our show.
I forgot we called him a North American treasure.
We did call him a North American treasure.
Yeah, that's a good throwback, not
That
gonna
should be
lie.
a shirt.
The North American treasure, Mr. Frets. Well, we can give it a North American title or something like that. But we are back, folks. Kings of the Rings podcast here, Wrestle Addict Radio. Myself, Willie T, DK Murphy, and like I said before we got crapped out, we did talk about the rest of the week in wrestling after we've talked about NXT TakeOver. So let's get into it. And the first thing we were going to talk about was fighting families, where we have the Usos versus the Mysterios in our unanimous match of the week. The first tag match that they did on SmackDown, not the second one, the first one. So, Will, why the first one and not the second one?
Because I mean they're both kind of stupid finishes, but I like the first stupid finish better. And just it was a little bit longer. I just enjoyed it more. I mean, I thought it told a good story. SmackDown it overall told a very good story. Starting with Roman coming out, the Usos coming out. So if you're gonna call your shot, you better win. The match was right then and there. Ref shenanigans, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole losing their shit over it. They go to Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, kind of continue that story of the division between them. It just flowed naturally and very well through the whole show. Roman Reigns saying Roman Reigns just swearing at them, "Stop giving me excuses!" Whatever. It's just losing his fucking mind.
You lost to a child.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was everything. It was fucking mouse. Everything about it was perfect. SmackDown was so enjoyable.
Yeah.
And this second match, it just ended with Roman coming in being stupid. At least the first one had a finish.
Speaking of Roman Reigns, we do have our King of the Night, but child abuser himself, Roman Reigns, is Willie T's King of the Night in probably my
He's already dead.
in probably my favorite photo that I've seen in wrestling for a long time. Just look at this ridiculousness.
Punching a baby.
It's Dominic's look on this was
he's like, oh shit.
his Dominic's buck teeth
so
are coming
upset.
out. It's really funny. It's just yeah. Roman Reigns just continues to impress. Roman Reigns is just at the top of his game. The Undertaker just acknowledged him too.
Dude, he's the best.
Yeah.
So did CM Punk.
CM Punk did as well. That is true.
Yeah.
This is the Roman Reigns we always wanted. The bloodline, heels. It's outstanding. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I have my only two complaints. I would really want Tamina and Naomi fucking looped in.
Yeah, it's not going to happen just yet.
I know it won't, but I would really like that attention to detail.
Potentially. We'll see. I do need, it's gotten to the point Roman Reigns' shirts are so very, Austin 316-esque, but there's, multiples of them. I kind of want all of them. Because what do you have? You have, show up and win, wreck everything and leave, acknowledge me, and head of a table.
I want to see if there are more.
They're very basic. There was very basic
But they
shirts.
work for him.
They're classic.
Yeah.
They work for him so well.
Honestly, though, I hate wearing wrestling shirts.
Why?
Because most of them are fucking ugly. And I don't know. If I want to go out and look cute, and if I want to style a graphic tee, a wrestling shirt is almost never my first choice.
You just are looking at fashion all wrong. Wrestling shirt is my first choice, and sometimes it's my only choice.
Ours I wear, honestly. I wear our merch so much more than I wear actual wrestling merch. Not a plug, just a fact.
Shit happens when you're part naked. Let's move over. I was going to go all over the place right now in all of wrestling world. Not back, but to AEW Dynamite. And the fact that even after an epic stadium stampede, will the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle are still feuding. Why is that? Why? The Inner Circle said there's going to be, a summer of violence now?
Yeah, it's just like, listen, guys, you had 2 blow-off matches.
Yeah.
Like what? What else? What else is there? I am interested to see Jake Hager and Wardlow in like a steel cage MMA fight. It's gonna be interesting how they do that. So that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Like Jericho and MJF, it's just like they're telling the story all backwards.
Yeah, shouldn't MJF be the one chasing and not Jericho?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Babyface's chase.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. But I feel like the Pinnacle had their moment, and they had like there's how much bigger can you get outside of Stadium Stampede?
You can't. They're just gonna have one-on-one matches, right? They're
Yeah.
just gonna keep fighting. Again, like I said, they're telling the story backwards. Like when they debuted and beat them all up, it was great.
Yeah.
They got the promos on each other. It was great. It was like, okay, we're gonna go to Blood and Guts. Okay, great. That's it. You should have stopped.
Yeah.
Like instead, just this have the solo matches. Have like the Jake Hager Wardlow, the Sammy Guevara, Sean Spears, Jericho MJF, and then LAX and the other two. It was
Mhm.
and FTR, right? Like those are matches you could have 1 or 2 a week on Dynamite for a few weeks, building up to whatever you want to do. Promos, like just I don't know why they're doing this now.
Neither do I. Maybe it's filler for something bigger, but who knows? But
Maybe it's
Maybe.
confusing. Like I'm fine with these guys feuding. It's just, but after what we saw, it's like this.
Yeah.
What's the point?
yeah,
what's the point?
What is the use? So let's move backwards to Monday Night Raw, which is one of the segments that I actually thought was pretty good. It's this kind of this weird dynamic between MVP and Kofi Kingston, and Kofi Kingston is my king of the night just based on this promo and this segment alone.
Oh, that was the best part of Raw.
Well, yeah, because this is probably the best story what they're telling about the resurgence of Kofi Mania or the the dwindling of the original Kofi Mania. It also seems like MVP's trying to recruit Kofi, which is kind of that dynamic, and Kofi doesn't want to get recruited at all. And MVP made a good point. He said, "You had Kofi Mania, you had the wrestling world in your hand, and the only reason that Kofi Mania ended was because you allowed it to." Which I thought was a huge thing, and then he also made a very, very derogatory comment of Kofi just shucking and jiving his way through the rest of his career, which hit a nerve with Kofi, and Kofi rebutted him. Kofi's doing some great promo work, I will say that. Like in whatever he's doing on Raw, he's destroying. Like he destroyed Drew McIntyre the other week. But
MVP is mostly right though. I mean, Kofi Mania didn't necessarily end because of him. It ended because of Brock Lesnar. It also ended because then he got hurt.
Yeah,
like he got hurt shortly after.
He got hurt at Mania and he was out for a while. Mm-hmm. He did that triple threat ladder match for the tag titles.
Oh, that's where Jim Uso got hurt too.
Yeah.
Yeah, with no crowd.
Yeah. That was the Morrison finish.
But other than that, like he is just kind of shucking and jiving his way to the end of his career, which is fine. Like I think Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods as the New Day, they're totally fine in that spot because they're really, really good at it.
Yeah, the Power Rangers outfit, by the way, is amazing.
Yeah. And Kofi's he's very entertaining, he's very fun, and he can turn it on when he needs to.
You know what it is?
I think it's a very good spot for him to be in, personally.
You know what it is? Although they need Kofi elevated at this point because Run is helping as much as he can. But what I think really offended Kofi, and I could say this being a man of color myself, the shucking and jiving thing from another black man saying like, "Oh, you're shucking and jiving" to another black man, really hits a nerve. Because it brings it back like, oh, you're essentially it's kind of like, oh, you're just being kind of like, how can I put this? You're kind of just like this caricature of a black person to entertain kind of like the majority, and you're not really your true self. It's
you're doing the moves Elvis stole.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you're kind of like a clown. towards the black culture, and it's derogatory in nature, and MVP said it in a way that only Kofi could pick up on, which kind of lit the fire under Kofi, and that's why the promo segment worked.
See, this is so interesting too, because when Kofi won at Mania, there's a video of MVP like hugging Mark Henry.
Right.
He mentions that too. He says he's like, I cried at you when you won, and now look at you now. You're a clown, pretty much.
It's very interesting. It's a very interesting story. Like obviously, this is all at work. Like I don't think any of this is actually real. I don't think MVP really means what he's saying. But it's good. It's a good story. It's good writing. It's good TV. It's definitely good TV.
Yeah, MVP has been a godsend to a lot of people on that roster.
Yeah, it's weird. Like this run he's on right now is the best of his career.
Yeah, he's so much smarter now and so much wiser.
Yeah.
And he knows the business, and he's elevating people. He's elevating the town that he wanted to elevate.
And he'll be on AEW wrestling in 6 months. Just wait until Randy Orton RKO's and he's gone.
That is, Randy Orton is the AEW pusher. At this point. Let's move over to AEW, and Britt Baker finally got her title. A brand new title, still looks like shit, but she finally got her...
It's better. It's still little, but at least it's shiny.
It's a size up. It went from like an extra small to a small.
Yeah, they went from a size 5 to a size 6.
Yeah.
Come on, we can do better.
Yeah, so Britt Baker has her celebration on AEW Dynamite, full of pomp, circumstance, and hamburgers. Yeah.
What?
Yes. Pomp.
Yeah, there was a tray of burgers. So the joke was when Jericho in a circle cut their promo, he was like, "Look under your chairs. You all got the shirts we couldn't sell at the pay-per-view for free." This is essentially what happened. They're like, no one wants to buy these Stadium Stampede shirts. What's going to give them to you and have it be good PR? But really, we just couldn't sell them. So here, so Britt Baker kind of did the exact same thing. It's like, if you look under your seats or taped to your chairs, there's free burger vouchers or whatever. She's like, oh, just kidding. I have all the burgers on this table.
Yes, and they had a ton of burgers.
It was weird. It was very weird.
And one person who wasn't happy with the burgers is Nyla Rose, who took the burgers and flung them everywhere in that great-looking photo. Did the Yankees score again? My goodness.
Yeah, John Carl hit a 3-1 home run.
Yes. So you said, I know we were talking about this before the show, but Nyla Rose hit a very good promo. Can you talk about that, Will?
No, Britt Baker hit a good
Baker
promo.
hit a good promo. Oh,
it was just like she was like pretty much just I am the president, I'm the future of this. Not only this division of AEW, and like it's AEW got the letters. The letters are DMD, right? It was
so she Adam Cole'd it.
That's good.
She Adam Cole'd it. Yeah, Adam Cole's been working on it with some promos. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Because back like a year ago, Britt Baker was still kind of cutting promos like with this Nikki Bella cadence, and then she had like unnecessary pauses. Like with this one, it's like, Britt Baker, she has her character down. She's very comfortable and she's very good.
Yeah.
Fortunately, she has no one to dance with.
Yeah, that is a shame. That is a shame.
No, not Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose is a very good first competitor because Nyla Rose has had her number. Now she has beaten Britt Baker multiple times. In a championship contender series and a feud last year, and Britt Baker went up against her for the belt, and I believe, and then she lost. So it's a very good first opponent to legitimize her reign.
Yeah. So funny thing you mentioned how Britt Baker was a very Nikki Bella type thing, because I can't believe I'm the one doing this. Breaking news, if anybody actually checked their Bleacher Report.
No.
So, during an appearance on Entertainment Tonight, Brie Bella and the twins said, and the twin Nikki Bella, or Brie Bella particularly said, the twins, her and Nikki, have one more WWE run in them. And I quote...
I've been saying that for at least a year that they said
this. Here's what Brie Bella said in an Entertainment Tonight piece. I'll never forget the moment that I wrestled Stephanie McMahon at SummerSlam, and to see her 3 little girls, they were little at the time, their faces when we came back, they looked at their mom like she was a superhero, and I want that one day. I just thought that was the coolest thing. So the Bellas are definitely going to make a comeback. We don't know exactly when, but we said we have one more run in us, and we'd really love to do it. I know for me, we are definitely starting that preparation. So, all of you Bella fans, pretty much Anthony DeStefano, and the Bella and the Bella Army.
Buckle up, Bella Army.
Yeah, buckle up, Bella Army. The Bellas are coming back to AEW. Watch. Can you imagine?
Oh my god! If they go to AEW, I'll lose it. But honestly, I welcome them back with open arms.
Yeah, they're fine. I mean, it's the reason MVP stayed around. MVP did the Royal Rumble because he wanted to have the moment with his son, because his son never saw him wrestle. Mm-hmm. And then Vince was like, "Hey, pal, how about you do this all the time?"
Well, I give it. They're probably going to come back in a couple of years because their sons are close to a year old. Maybe they're a couple months old.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, they said they're starting preparation, so this could be anything.
Yeah, they're getting the ring rust off now. I think
they lose that baby fat.
Yeah. I mean, it worked for Becky Lynch. Have you seen Becky Lynch lately?
Oh, shit.
She's better than what she looked like.
Did she come back pre or post SummerSlam?
Post. She comes back to a solid crowd. So let's move on between the Bellabration to Shayna Baszler playing with dolls.
Okay, so I saw this on Twitter because, again, remember, I went to bed instead of watching the end of Raw. What are they doing to her?
I will say this with Shayna. In that final segment on Raw with the doll. At least not that she tried, but she's doing the best she can with this segment.
This main evented Raw.
Yes.
Shayna Baszler playing with a doll.
Well, not playing with a doll, being scared of a doll and running away from a doll.
Yes.
The last Shayna Baszler.
Yes.
Ran away from a doll.
And the doll followed her into a room. And then it went black, and then you heard Shayna scream, and that was the end of Raw.
And that was the last. I'm so glad I didn't watch Raw.
Yeah, I went to bed for this.
Listen,
so
I will say this. I will give Shayna her props. She did her best with it. I don't know if it's believable. I don't know what's going on. But this is where we are right now.
Shayna is supposed to be the one scaring people.
Yeah.
Like,
she's a submission magician who's scared of a fucking doll.
She intimidated the fuck out of the NXT locker room, and now she's scared by a not even scary looking doll.
Didn't she break Asuka's streak? Am I wrong? Or
no.
No,
Charlotte broke the streak.
No, I mean to her title.
No, Asuka dropped the NXT title willingly. She dropped it undefeated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And Ember won.
Ember took the title once she dropped
it. And Shayna took it from Ember.
Correct. Yeah,
I remember being pissed about Shayna's second title run. I don't remember.
Shayna 2-time, baby.
Did she win it at Evolution?
Yes.
From Kairi Sane?
Yes.
I know she wrestled Kairi Sane at Evolution. I remember who had the belt.
Yes,
because I had a fucking meltdown.
Yes, she did.
In Nassau Coliseum.
Yes, she did beat Kairi Sane in Evolution. Speaking of which, Mickie James is in NWA, surprise, surprise, and they're doing an all-women's pay-per-view.
That's so fucking cool.
Executive produced by Mickie James.
It's what she wanted. It's what she wanted.
Executive produced by Mickie James, too, so that should be interesting.
Amazing.
Good for her. Honestly, good for her. She's doing something she's passionate about, something she wants to do. I hope it's successful. I'm not going to watch it, but I hope it's successful.
Yeah.
She also, today, she shouted out Maria Kanellis because Maria Kanellis has some women's tournament going on in ROH.
Ooh.
So it's really cool to see them, going past WWE and doing such good work for women's wrestling. It's really good to see.
Listen, someone's got to keep ROH alive.
Yeah. Might as well be the women.
Somebody's got to keep ROH alive. I don't know. At this point, WWE just needs to buy out their library, to be completely honest with you.
Dude, it ain't about Impact's library. Please.
Could you imagine?
You just want Impact on the network?
I do. I don't want to pay for Impact Plus, all right? I don't want to do it. I've looked at it 3 times now. I've even put it on my credit card, but I counceled it, all right? No,
How much is it?
Yeah, I don't even remember. I've looked at it a few times, though.
I get it. They're not going to buy Impact. But anywho, speaking of Impact, Kay, your moment comes next Monday.
Finally.
Evolution.
Okay, so I again, sorry about dirt sheet spec, but
Oh, don't you
reading,
dirt sheet
no,
us.
I'm terrified.
Don't you dirt sheet us.
So,
Don't you
no,
dirt sheet us, Kay.
So I have heard that she's not going to be working alone. Whether this means she's a valet or
as
this
well,
is a tag.
She shouldn't work alone.
No, I agree with that. She I don't know if she's tag teaming or valeting for somebody, but she is going to be working with someone that has muscle. And the two most highly rumored people for her to be supporting are Mercedes Martinez or Piper Niven from NXT UK.
Both of those, I can't see Mercedes.
Me neither. I cannot see Mercedes standing Eva Marie, and
Piper's the better
Niven
choice, but it's still weird.
No, I don't think Piper would do well on Raw.
I can't see Raw bringing over someone who's never been seen before on American soil.
Yeah, not like with very minimal exposure. Yeah.
Right, and like unless
we saw her wrestle, but like
yeah, well, that's different.
At Access, but
or Marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I watch UK on a weekly basis, so like, I am more than familiar with her.
I mean, honestly, the Bellas would work in this.
It would.
In this idea, Frats. I do agree with you, but the Bellas aren't coming back that quickly. You know,
What if they manage Eva until she can wrestle?
I don't know.
Jermaine, I agree with you. Piper Niven will not succeed on Raw.
No, not many people succeed on Raw in the first place.
Especially coming from UK, no way.
Yeah, I don't know who could you team with. Like, I want to say maybe Nia.
Oh God, no.
Nia and Eva Marie would be a better dynamic than Nia and Shayna.
Here's the thing, though. Eva Marie is not a good mouthpiece. She doesn't cut a great promo.
That we know of. I mean, it's been years since we've seen her do anything.
I've seen her vignettes, all right? She can't even read off a teleprompter.
Listen, she can do a great headlock now. I was very impressed by that headlock.
Get ready for the evolution. My journey started in WWE.
All right, who would you rather have read from a teleprompter? Liv Morgan or Eva Marie?
Liv Morgan.
Hooters gave me such a great opportunity.
Tell me which one, Liv Morgan or Eva Marie?
Honestly, they're equally bad.
Oh, Mr. Pratt, she does. If the person Eva Marie's working with is the voiceover guy, I'm sold.
You know what? I'll say Eva Marie's worse because she's had more practice and experience doing it than Liv Morgan.
Barely.
She left WWE and then did some Hollywood stuff.
Did she?
Liv Morgan's like my age. Yeah, Eva Marie left WWE to do some modeling, she's been in entertainment.
Acting maybe?
Haven't you watched her vignettes? Yeah, she did a movie. So
who hasn't done a movie?
Yeah, true. But she's had more experience, at least in voiceover work.
Okay.
And, acting than Liv Morgan has. Liv Morgan's fucking my age, if not younger.
Yeah, it was her birthday the other day too.
That literally, that Live Forever, whatever that documentary thing was. That literally could have been her first time doing like a voiceover like that in a sound booth. I wouldn't be surprised.
Freds, don't you dare mess with Kay's heart like that. Okay.
Could you imagine that?
No, I couldn't.
I know that would never happen. CM Punk would never in a million years partner with Eva Marie.
You think AJ Lee would even allow that?
Yo, ready, guys?
Absolutely not.
She's gonna come out and be like, "I didn't come alone," and then Summer Rae comes out. It's gonna be the most hated tag team in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, honestly, I fuck with Summer Rae.
Roll, baby.
Summer Rae. No, it'd be like you can do a whole trio: Summer Rae, Carmella, and Eva Marie.
What if it's Tessa Blanchard?
Oh, that could work.
Because, as much as I'm quoting dirt sheets, the general consensus is that Eva Marie is supporting a muscle, a heavy.
Tessa Blanchard can be a heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy racist. I'm just joking.
Got him. He's got jokes waiting.
Here all night, folks. Tessa could work. It could. I don't know how the reaction's gonna be.
I think she's well. It's a piped in crowd, so it can be whatever the fuck they want it to be.
Depending on,
but I think
yeah.
Tessa's
live is gonna be amazing.
But is Tessa a big enough name to skip NXT?
Kota Reeves comes out. Stop it, Jermaine. Stop it, Jermaine.
Yeah, honestly, what if she does,
hate
man?
him.
What if she manages a guy? What if Chris Masters comes back?
The Master Lock.
Eva Marie is in the
I don't
diamond
know
line
how I
with Tessa
pulled
and
Chris
Parker
Masters on my
Boudreaux.
ass, but I did.
Yeah.
I don't think Parker Boudreaux is going anywhere near Raw for a couple years.
Well, no, Diamond Mine could be Tessa and Parker, because Eva Marie has been training with Parker. Mr. Fretz, I miss Kona Reeves. Stop it, Mr.
I do not
Fretz.
miss Kona Reeves, Mr. Fretz.
Stop
He's
it, Mr.
not
Fretz.
the finest. Why wasn't... I don't mean to be rude, but I am shocked he wasn't released.
I mean,
Aaliyah
Aaliyah wasn't released.
Did you see people like tweeting at Baron Corbin saying, "Why weren't you released?"
Baron Corbin
Wow,
serves a
that's
purpose
rude.
still.
Like, no, but the gall of someone to like say, "I wish you were fired." Like, wow.
Yeah.
That, like, does not need to be said.
I mean, neither did I Wish You Die in the Womb, but they still did that on TV. Oh my god.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That sound right. That's the sound I missed.
You gotta find it. You gotta find.
Let me go to YouTube. Let me go to YouTube right
You
now.
gotta find it, and then we'll bring Ant back on the show, and you just play that like every time he talks.
God damn it, my mouse fell.
Well, as you figure it out, Kate, let's talk about things that we're trying to predict and not who Eva Marie's mystery partner going to be in our Future Shock segment as we try to wrap up, because someone has to go fucking watch Loki tonight. So, Kate, what are your predictions for maybe TakeOver or Beyond or SummerSlam? What do you got?
I think that... I'm trying to not book William Goldberg or Eva Marie. Oh, Thomas End is 1,000% signing to AEW. Because I didn't hear it yet, but he went on Renee Paquette's podcast.
Is Renee still doing it? Isn't she like almost
Yes.
6-7 months in?
Yeah, she
Might be
looks
more than that.
poppin'.
She should be popping
Hold
soon,
on.
right?
She's poppin'. She's gonna pop very soon. Let me find...
Brock versus Parker at
the
SummerSlam
list.
2023.
So he
That's
had
good.
cited the people that he is hoping to fight or compete against.
And they are.
I'm getting to them. Very, very sorry. I'm scrolling as quickly as I can. It's in a group chat.
Love what you've done with your nails, Kay.
I found the clip.
Pass while I look.
Did you really?
I did, but I for some reason I can't play it. I tried to play it, but you guys can't hear it. I don't know why. But they on this clip, like they have like graphics over it for like what she's saying and like a frowny face when she says "every time in the womb." This is the picture of like a diagram of a vagina in the womb.
Oh,
it's so funny.
Hell.
Can I share my screen on Skype? I see if I can show you guys.
I don't know, baby, but
Share screen.
Jer-
I'm going. I'm still
Jermaine's prediction was that Cameron Grimes wins the $1 million belt and sells it on eBay. Oh, you. Oh my god. I'm glad we can't show this on the video stream, but this is freaking hysterical.
Alrighty, I have the list.
What is the
May I
list?
present
Yeah,
it?
what's the list that Alistair's going to work with?
They asked, who do you want to work with and who do you want to get in the ring with? And he named Moose, John Moxley, Christopher Daniels, Sammy Callahan, Jungle Boy Hobbs, Brian Cage, and Eddie Kingston.
That's cool.
He has also said that he wants to wrestle out Andrade again. So
I mean, him and Andrade put on a show in New Orleans. Remember that, Will?
it's
Who?
Andrade versus
Oh.
Alistair, NXT TakeOver New Orleans, a championship match?
Honestly, I don't.
It's
But that
because
may
it was right before Johnny and Ciampa.
Yep. There's two things I remember: the ladder match and that last match.
And Ciampa guy.
And Ciampa guy.
Yeah, the finish to that match in New Orleans was Zelina got into the ring, Andrade caught her, and then Alistair gave Andrade the Black Mass and won the title.
Wow. It was very good.
I mean, New Orleans is a top 5 takeover, I'll tell you that right now. That was a fantastic...
yeah, definitely. 1,000%.
Yeah, that was a fantastic takeover. But,
So is Philly.
Oh, Philly was great. You're a devil, Ciampa. That was the wrong takeover. Wrong takeover, Phil.
Oh my god, Devil Ciampa. Oh, I forgot about that.
That was, I think that was in Chicago.
In Chicago.
I think that was Chicago, yeah.
Can you get that soundbite?
You have to get You're a Devil Ciampa. That actually is a really good soundbite. You're a Devil Ciampa. The devil. Our future shock is just turning into, like, what is going to be our next great soundbite for the show. But my future shock, it's one that I wasn't able to talk about because I wasn't on the show last week. It has to do with the signing or the firings from WWE. And I'm not going to go too much into it because it'll become a whole different segment. But my future shock is that before you know it, WWE is going to be bought out by a company whose mascot is a mouse.
I don't think so.
It's just a theory. It is just a theory.
The Devil Ciampa is not that easy to find. I have to watch the whole match and try and find it, which I'm not going to do. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're selling. I don't think they're selling. I think this is more of a business move. Like Braun Strowman got cut because his salary was 7 figures.
He's asking for 5 figures on the indies.
Right? So like his salary was so high, and WWE made so much money in 2020 because they cut their biggest expense, which was touring. So as a public company, you answer to shareholders. So their quarterly numbers don't just dip drastically because of their touring again. They just cut some people to make it look like they didn't lose as much money.
They're essentially balancing books.
They're balancing their book. Exactly. So don't be surprised if Braun Strowman comes back in a few months with a new deal that's just restructured a little bit. Yeah. But he got cut because he was getting paid too much. He's not going to AEW. Definitely
no, I think realistically, I think it's book balancing. Fanboying me and the conspiracy theories is Disney's buying them out.
Dude, if they get bought by someone else, I might stop watching because a big problem with WWE, well, at least maybe it's a problem, maybe it's not, but their corporate side is they don't understand the product.
I think that's a big thing with a lot of companies.
Yeah, like Nick Khan is the guy who, like, he fostered the Fox deal.
Nick Khan did foster a Fox deal. Nick Khan has also done a lot of dealings with the Southeastern Conference, known as the SEC, the best conference in all of college football. And if you see the deals that the SEC garnered, especially with ESPN, and they're just winnings from stuff, they make a lot of money. So Nick Khan is a good money-making machine. No relation to Tony Khan, so don't get that twisted either, because that is another conspiracy theory that they're just working from the inside. But Nick Khan knows what he's doing.
It's like, you know how back in the day, like in like the 90s, early 2000s, like Bruce Prichard would do that executive job. Pat Patterson would do it. Like people who don't do like executive jobs, but they know wrestling and do those executive jobs. Yeah. WWE's switching it where corporate people, some of the best people in the business are coming in to be like president of the company. Yeah. Like CFO. Like Nick Khan's bringing in the best of the best in entertainment business.
But
to run this company, but they don't understand the product. They don't understand wrestling.
Yeah,
they understand
that's the
money.
issue.
Yeah, for sure.
Or it depends who you ask, because if they're just going to run business, if they say, listen, we don't know this business, just show us money, show us numbers, you do you, boo, it could be good. But if they get their little greedy hands in there, that was really what's death of WCW. The executives just didn't understand the product and they didn't want it. Right, but what they understand is that this company makes fucking money. Yeah, it makes a lot of fucking money, and WWE has 2 major TV deals with 2 mega corporations in Fox and whoever owns USA.
Yes, NBC.
So Fox, NBC. So what WWE is doing is creating a bidding war. So they're just the fact that the people in the higher up executives they don't give a fuck because they
Oh,
know a lot of
absolutely.
money is coming. So, but then the creative side needs to be all the wrestling people, which which is why it's so. I genuinely do not think they're selling. And all the information I just told you could be more in depth on the Matt Men podcast. I listened to them the other day, and Andrew Zan did a great job of breaking it down because he understands the business a lot more than I do. But that's pretty much what.
Also, what you need to consider as well is that even according to Zarian and the podcast was that shout out to the Matt Men podcast. We need Zarian back on. We screwed that up because of the pandemic. There were some people who were released that asked for them to be released. Which is some things that a lot of people don't consider. That some people ask to be released, and WWE is changing their mentality of releasing people. It's also because WWE, including NXT, 300 signed performers on the roster.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like remember a few years ago when they just signed all these guys?
Yeah, that came to bite them. They came to bite them in the ass.
They wound up everybody. They just threw out money to everybody to keep them so they don't go anywhere. Now they're realizing, fuck, like this is so expensive. So like, Ricky, when you make the point that AEW just signs everybody, they're going to run into this problem too. Now Tony Khan has a lot more money than Vince, so it might not be as big of an issue.
It's going to be an issue.
But they're going to run into that. They're going to run into that issue. They're like, well, fuck, we're spending so much money on this talent where we're not making as much money as we should be making on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, sign Andrade, sign these people, sign Mark Henry to be a backstage person, sign JR to be a backstage person, Christian, Matt Hardy, all these agents who can be there, sign them, but don't sign all of them.
Yeah, that is the big thing. So with that being said, let's get the fuck out of here real quick. So did we miss anything? We covered a good amount of stuff. We had some technical difficulties.
Should I hope not?
But I think we've covered a whole. Yeah, it is hot, and like I said, I need to go watch Loki because I have priorities, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I think that's it. Let's get the fuck out of here. Technical difficulties and everything involved. So Will, could you cue that music, please? My man. And the Owls are up 4-2 with 8 minutes left. I freaking love it. Thank you, Mr. Fretz. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode 252, Poppy Seeds. We started out like Poppy Seeds, going in various directions, especially with these two-part episode. My apologies for that. Technical difficulties, by the way. But I am no longer technically difficult. I am actually right in your face now. And in your house this Sunday, King Ricky Rose at Ambassador Biggs, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Like, share, subscribe. Leave us 5-star reviews wherever you listen to us or watch us. And if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud as well. And also subscribe to Wrestle Addict Radio. Follow Wrestle Addict Radio at addict_wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio on Facebook and Instagram. We have Pride shirts, just like mine, just like DK Murphy's, not like Will's, on sale. 100% of the proceeds go to the Trevor Project. The link of that is in the description below, as well as the rest of our merch is on sale, and a whole bunch of other stuff going on. But I've said a lot. I'm about to log off and watch Loki. Will Tearshock, what do you got for me?
And remember to head over to ambiguouspodcastsolutions.com/any of the shows on Wrestle Addict Radio, the whole Wrestle Addict Radio page, WrestleMania, Young Lions Perspective, or the Kings Wings podcast, and you can donate to us directly. And Mance, I didn't forget your show. I'm sorry.
The Light Show.
I did not forget about it, but the Light Show. Yes, I knew that. And you can donate to us directly. If you have enough merch, you can just donate to Trevor Project directly. We will make sure all the funds get there. Ricky, I gotta send you some information on how we can set up the PayPal to connect straight to your donation tab.
I like
so that is something I gotta take care of. But all my shenanigans. Also, you can go to that website and check out the American Minutes podcast, where me and the Director of Operations of Biggest Podcast Solutions, Nash Moorer, talk everything about what's going on in American pop culture, news, politics, and a lot of other shenanigans. This last week, me and Nash like almost a full hour on Dr. Fauci's emails and how much of a flip-flop asshole
What about our
he is.
emails?
So, but no more politics talks. This is a wrestling show. KOTR_podcast. K Murphy, love of my life. Hope you enjoy Pride on Sunday.
Thank you so much. I'm so fucking excited. I have to get off this call and do more preparing for Pride because the fun never stops. Please check out our Pride sale. Please help us help the Trevor Project. They do really, really great work. You can find me across all social media platforms at the K Murphy, TheKae Murphy. If you are in the New York area and end up at Long Island Pride, come say hello. I will be there.
Oh my god.
And stay tuned because I have some other fun stuff.
You know this is the
coming
thing
up.
that this is the song that gets us like copyright stuff on YouTube, right?
No, we haven't gotten it copywritten yet, so I keep
Okay,
playing it.
whatever. Anywho, folks, wow,
Play it until we're not allowed to.
which
play
is going to be in
anymore.
like 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen.
It was DMX and Hulk Hogan, Ricky. I don't want to
Okay,
hear
all
it.
right, whatever. We'll see what happens. Anywho, folks, we're gonna get out of here. I have Loki to watch. In Your House is this Sunday. Pride is also this Sunday as well. It's a big week to be gay and be a wrestling fan, or a gay wrestling fan, because they are out there, and wrestling is for everybody. So enjoy NXT TakeOver in your house. Enjoy Pride Week if you are on Long Island. We will be back next week to unfortunately talk about Hell in the Cell. So goodbye, good night. Let's go Isles. Let's go Yankees. And yeah, fuck you, Slack.
Giancarlo hit his second
That's
home
right,
run.
baby. Yes. See you next week, folks.
Yay.
And oh yeah, fuck you, Slack. See ya.